Hello and welcome to the comfy sofa in the studio. Behind me is the synth studio that I'm normally talking from, but today we're doing something different. Now, I said when I started this channel that not only would we be looking at music, but we'd be looking at other kinds of tech as well, and I included drones in that. So far I haven't talked about drones. I've only really gone on about synths. It's been a synth journey, but then there has been a lot to look at, and there's still so much to do in that. I just don't always have the time. I do have a very busy full-time job. I am frequently away all week at teaching in other parts of the country, and it's often quite difficult therefore to make and edit the footage and all that stuff. Anyway, no more excuses. I'm going to bring on the latest of my purchases, and it's in this bag. This is from the DJI Hasselblad store in Birmingham, and of course what I have in here is a drone. So I'm going to turn the camera down to look at the little seat in front of me, and we're going to do an unboxing. Okay, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, we're back. Right, so what have we got in the box? By the way, I love the bag. Whenever you go to this store, they just give you the cutest bags. My wife loves a good bag, so I thought I'd just throw that one in as well. So here we go. Nice little bag there. We'll definitely reuse that. And of course, what is everyone talking about at the moment but the DJI Neo2? Absolutely. So this is what we've got in here. Now, this box contains the Fly More combo. Fly More combo actually contains a little bit more than I wanted, because in here we've got the drone itself, of course, the Neo2. It comes with the RCN3 remote control. It has an extra little radio module for the back of it to improve the range. It also comes with 3 batteries and the 2-way charger. So there's quite a significant amount of stuff in here. Now, there is another combo you can get, which is the motion combo, which doesn't come with the joystick controller, but it has a motion controller instead. If you've had the Avatar or something like that, you'll be used to using one of those motion controllers, so you get that instead. And of course, you also get the first-person goggles to wear instead. And that's £509 at the moment. This was, I bought, this is £359, no, for £349. And I also purchased a year's excuse me, terrible day, DJI Care Refresh package just for a year, and that was another £14. So £363 for the contents of this box plus the Care Refresh package. I should, by the way, say, and you probably don't have to really, this is probably not really worth me saying, look, if you look at my channel, I'm not exactly one of the big hitters out there. I've not been sponsored by DJI in any way whatsoever. I've just gone out and bought the drone, and because I'm interested in tech, that's what my channel is for, and I just want to play with it, and I want to show you what's involved. All right, so as you can see, I have yet to take off the security tag. It really is fresh as it came from the shop. So, and I'm going to do it all backwards, all upside down, so you can see what's going on. So let's take off the little piece of plastic there. I'm not quite sure how I feel about all these little bits of plastic like this. I guess I'll just go in the landfill, won't it? And let's look at the opening mechanism here. So we've got another, I think that's it. I think that's it. Do I have another piece of tape here? Yes, I do. Which kind of begs the question, if there was a security removal tape, why do I have to pick off another layer of tape here? Like I say, this is brand new out of the shop. This is exactly how it came. So I have to beg the question, why is this necessary? Still, here we go. It's proving to be a little bit we have a little bit of a fight here, but there we go. Right, that's the top. So inside, right, scan the QR code using smartphone before first use to install the DJI Fly app, watch video tutorials and read the user manual. Of course, I've already got the DJI Fly app. I already have 3 other drones. I have a Mini Pro 4, and the original Avatar and the original Neo. Watch video tutorials, yes, I'm sure that will be useful as well. Although I have seen obviously quite a few reviews on this and bits and pieces. And the thing, RTUM, read the user manual. Of course, I'm going to do that. Honest governor, I will actually, where relevant, read the parts of that. Of course, I will also have to stick my operator's ID onto the drone, and I will register it with the CAA as one of the drones in my possession. Okay, so there you go. So we've got these 2 tabs here. Just going to raise that up. That's all the accessory pack. Let me just come back to that. I'm just going to take that out of the way for the moment. And let's take the drone out of the packaging. So the packaging, apart from the silica packet, that appears to be it. There's a little tiny box section inside there, but that's nothing. So let's take the box to one side for the moment. And here is the DJI Neo. And it's also the first time I've handled this drone. I did have a look at the one in the shop, but I didn't actually pick it up. And yes, it's it's crazy. It looks like such a toy, but of course it most definitely isn't. You know, well, compared to a really much higher end drone, of course it is. There's the battery, lives on the top like so. Nice and easy to get to the battery terminals, and there is all the drone information inside. This still has a CE mark on it, of course, and I did ask actually whether they'll be making these with the UK it's going to be coming out with the UK side to it, but markings on it, but I don't think that's true of this one thus far. But, so that will stick back in there. It's just showing me it's got a bit of charge. Of course, everything is going to want charging here. Yeah, so it's got the, I've seen some lovely things about this. It's got a little gimbal protector. There we go. Oh, there we go. I need to push on that little ridged bit underneath to get the gimbal protector off, and there it is. And of course the gimbal is a 2-way gimbal. You no longer rely on the corrections of the drone motors to get the sideways gimbaling. It's actually gimbaled in both directions. So looking forward to seeing how that performs. It also has a little screen on the front, and it has obstruction detection cameras both at the front and at the rear, as well as its height detection and stuff like that. So it feels, I don't know, the propeller guards feel a bit more flimsy than the ones on the original Neo, and the propellers are a slightly different shape. And I'm just wondering what the audio, what the sound is going to be like from this. The Neo is actually fairly noisy, the original one. I can't help but think that this one is going to be, could be a little bit, might be a little bit noisier. I'd like to think they've made it a bit quieter, but hey, perhaps we can't ask for too much. So that's let me just take that to one side for now. And here is the accessory box. Let's just take this up. So what do we get? Let's have a look. So I've got 1, 2 spare propellers. Let's just take the big item out here. There's the remote controller, and I've got a USB-C to USB-C cable there. I've got another one there, which is the looks like a controller cable that goes to an earlier iPhone. This has the old lightning connector on it, and there is the two-way charger, or three-way charger even. Wow. Okay, we've also got the instructions, and it comes with a set of stickers. What do you do with those stickers? What do you do with the stickers that come with these? So I'll tell you what I do with them. As you probably notice in the studio, in the synth studio, I have a lot of these stickers stuck to things. I'm like a teenager with their writing desk or their bedroom door. I've got loads of flipping stickers on there. It's daft, is it really? Still, there you go. All right, so there is the contents of the accessory box. I'm going to, let's get the RCN3 out of the box. I like these recyclable, smooth feeling plastic bags. They're good. And yeah, there it is. There's not much to say about it. Really, it's got the, oh, there you go. Now it's got quite a range on the holder there. And I was just about to look for my phone there, and of course I'm recording on it. But I would say that the width of that is just about at its maximum reach, is about what it takes to get my phone into it. And the reason it's so big is because of the case. It's a Galaxy S23 Ultra, but it also has a Samsung case over the top, which makes it quite wide and a bit heavier and chunkier. The RCN3, by the way, has stored under it, it has the joysticks stored in little rubber holders underneath. So let's just screw those in here. And like I said, you've got once you've got this opened up, there's a cable back here. Here we go, which is the connection into the phone. Now this is a USB-C connection, which modern iPhones and Android phones are using, but if you do want to use the other, if you've got a lightning connector, it does come with that as well. So that's good. That's very, very good. Let's just package that down again there, leave that there. And let's have a look at the charger. Now, for every drone, there seems to be a different drone battery, which I find incredibly inefficient, but I appreciate that when you're talking about such a very small device and you are making every possible economy in terms of weight and aerodynamics, shall I say, or anything like that, then a model design, you probably do want or need to change the batteries. Now here you go, the batteries, there you go, that's it. Now getting these in and out, there are actually a couple, when you put them in the drone, there is a couple of plastic hinges, little plastic clips that go on the sides here, and when you push this into the battery compartment, I guess it's quite tempting to think that you have to open those up. It looks like it clips in place. Actually, you don't need to do that. You don't need to get your fingers right in there to try and get the battery out. You just lever it out from the top. And sure enough, it does indeed have space for all three batteries. So if I take the third battery out of the drone itself and then just push that down there, except of course that this is a little piece of plastic that and yes, it explains indeed what I've just said. It has a little instruction here, tells you how to lift the head of the battery. There you go, that comes out. So to install, simply take the little end with the slot in it and push down, and then just push it down onto the charger. There we go, there's all three batteries in the charger. It's got a power switch on the side and a USB-C connection for charging purposes. So there's all the batteries. There's the remote controller, there's the additional cables, there's the spare propellers, and in here, here is the drone with its gimbal protector. I've obviously just taken the battery out to put into the charger there, and let's just open the final package here, which contains, as they all do, a nice neat little screwdriver for, this is good for doing up the screws which can hold the little radio item on, radio antenna, and it's also of course suitable for changing up the propellers. So yes, got a couple of nice little stickers there. We've got a quick start guide to the Neo2 with everything you need to know in there. And yes, then we've got a number of different bits and pieces that always have to come these days with these things. So we've got safety guidelines for the drone. We've got the notice about the fact that this is an aircraft and you are a pilot when you fly a drone. And of course it has the do's and don'ts of flying the drone. Don't forget, of course, even though this drone is a very small device, it is still covered by the same regulations as other drones, and that laws need to be observed on the subject. So even if you just buy this as a hobby thing, as a social media tool or whatever, do be aware that you are still obliged to have an operator ID, read the drone code, and perhaps even, although it's not necessary for this drone right now, that maybe it will be useful to get yourself a flyer ID as well, especially as if you get on with this, then you will be probably going into larger drones as well. Okay, so there it is, the RC2, the triple charger, the Neo2 drone. There's going to be a separate video about using the Neo2 drone. The propellers, cables, information, and so on. So, and some rather neat packaging. Not too much in the way of wastage in the packaging. We've got a couple of cardboard boxes here. We've got some what looks like fairly easily recyclable plastic bags here. But right away, I have to say, I'm not going to get rid of these. I will keep them for the time being, and I will probably do some videos with featuring this and the older Neo, but eventually I'll probably move the older Neo on at some point, because I don't need to keep 4 drones. I can't fly 4 drones at once, and if I have a Neo2, why would I fly a Neo? Of course, you can buy those very cheaply now. They're still very good drones. They're great for what they do. They're very simple to use, and they're very small, light and portable. So yeah, it's a great range. I'm looking forward to having a play with this and getting it up to speed to see what it can do. So let's come back to the level where you can see my face, apart from instead of the equipment on here. Okay, so there you go. Thanks for watching. I've been Trevor of Trev Talks Tech, and this is the Neo2, and we're going to get some more videos out to talk about this stuff. There will be other synth videos again. I've had a few issues there working with DJI, not DJI, with DaVinci. There's too many D's and I's involved here. That DaVinci is a complicated program, and I'm still getting used to using it on the Apple Silicon of the Mini M4 Pro as well, which is a great bit of kit in itself, by the way. Perhaps I could do a video on that at some point, who knows. Anyway, have a good one. See you in another video fairly soon. I've got one coming up about the Astropad Lunar display, for those of you who don't want to throw away that beautiful old iMac and carry on using the screen. I've got the video about Ruled, the song that I produced, and there's still some work to do there, getting on with that. And I've got the no end of things to do to talk about in terms of the instruments I do now have, including all the new bearing and modules, and the other stuff, and putting them together in some kind of combination, and maybe producing music for a drone video. How about that? So thank you, and see you again. Take care.